Yo people, so as nobody got back to me on my question on my video about what was the relevance of green in Egypt, I thought I'd show you. Now I'm presuming that nobody knows how to research or isn't confident enough to research, and maybe I'll do a video on how I research. But the reason I used green and based the video with green and black, but particularly green, is that green represents, with Osiris, as you can see in here, Osiris's green skin represents rebirth and regrowth. So this is the relevance to green in my video. Now, when I first started doing this video, I thought about using this light that was down in Brighton, that's in Brighton, that happens to be a few colours but predominantly green. And it's also under the Victorian walkway, which is the Brighton colour of green. So I had this green and black thing going on, and I didn't think like I'm going to do a video with green and black, but I'd already bought some new pair of Vans which were green and black, and I'd bought a shirt that was green and black, and I'm suddenly thinking, why suddenly am I getting all this green and black stuff? And then suddenly I started to think about it. When I was doing the video, I was like, oh, right, because my intuition was telling me just buy green and black, do green and black in this video without thinking about it. It was coming from my unconscious, and then I realized, I remembered, Osiris from Egypt is green, and the green skin of Osiris represents rebirth and resurrection. Now, this all just felt intuitively correct. The green, the black, Osiris, it all just felt right. But I also knew that Osiris in the solstice cycle is actually representing winter solstice. So I'm questioning, why am I using Osiris in the spring solstice, spring equinox, when that is actually Horus? And so why am I using Osiris? But it felt right to use Osiris. But I did question, why was I doing that? But my mind got involved in questioning it. But of course I listened to my inner intuition, my inner teacher, and I went with my intuition and just put Osiris with the green and black because it all just felt right. And then yesterday I came across this. Now, I'm not big into the planetary alignments thing. That's not really my thing so much, but of course it is, because it's connected to what I understand. It's all astrological, but I can't sit there and say that I understand that with any kind of in-depth understanding. But I understand the astrological movements, but more importantly, intuitively, I feel it. So look what it says here. Shamanic Starology. This is the page. Pluto, death, transformation and rebirth. For a small planet, Pluto packs a big punch. All the outer planets refer to the generational charge, and Pluto describes transformation that is in some way cataclysmic. Violent destruction, death, explosions and obliteration are among the experiences associated with the Lord of the Underworld. Modern astrologers understand that hidden in every death is a birth, which does not diminish the painful experience of a Pluto transit. So we are in a Pluto transit. That is what is happening astrologically. It goes on to say the earliest form of Hades, the Greek underworld, was a shadow version of the earthly plane. It was a fearsome place, murky and dark. This was where souls went after death, condemned to wander forever with no hope of escape. It then goes on to say, in the Egyptian pantheon, Pluto is Osiris, the Lord of regeneration. So I suddenly went, oh my God, that is why I put Osiris, because it felt intuitively right. Because Osiris represents regeneration, but is Pluto in astrological terms. And again, it blew my mind because I listened to my intuition, and this is my point here. I listened to my intuition and I was correct, and now I know why I was correct, because I did not know about this Pluto transit, but intuitively it felt right. So it goes on to say, Osiris is killed by his brother not once but twice. Out of his death a child is born, Horus, the young king, who is the initiator of the new aeon. The ancient Egyptians understood something that the Greeks and Romans did not, that every ending is also a beginning. Then it goes on to say, March 23rd, today, will initiate a 2-year transition of Pluto into Aquarius, and the Shadow Lord will work his dark magic through our collective identity. Over the next 22 years, we will experience a sort of ego death of the collective with a corresponding rebirth into a new form. This transit aligns with the rising of the long-awaited age of Aquarius. There will be innovations in science and technology that will rewrite our concept of what it means to be an earthling. While much of this may be quite wonderful, there will be loss. To quote a song by REM, it's the end of the world as we know it, and every death contains the seeds of new life. So there we go, people. As from today, we enter a 2-year transition through Pluto, aka Osiris, the god of death and ruler of the underworld that represents rebirth, regrowth, and resurrection. We enter a 2-year transition into the age of Aquarius. Exciting times, people. Peace!